Welcome to Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides December graduation. We hope you enjoy it. Bev Crandall, CEO.
Holidays are a special time when family and friends gather to share and reflect on the year past. Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides is a special place where clients, volunteers, and donors come together in what feels like family. This truly is a remarkable environment when you consider the people who make up Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides come from all walks of life. It's a place where kindness, generosity, caring, and gratitude all reside in abundance. We're pleased to share our latest group of graduates with you and hope you will join us in celebrating their success. You'll see how our family comes together to make graduation possible. From the generous donors who have sponsored each team, or donors who make generous gifts throughout the year to ensure we can do the work we do on a daily basis. Our volunteer fosters who have raised our graduating dogs and gave them the best start to become the working dogs they have become today. Our volunteers who show up every day to help with the administration tasks and with our dogs. And to our amazing team of staff who play a part in the success of each team, right from the birth of our pups right through to the graduation of our teams. You have all played an important role in making the graduation of our newest teams possible. And I know you will enjoy watching our graduation. And really, what's not to love? Please join me in extending our congratulations to the most recent cadre of Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guide graduates.
Angela Sharba, Board Chair.
Hello everyone. I'm Angela Sharbett, Chair of the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides Board of Directors. On behalf of the board, welcome to this celebration. We congratulate all of the graduates from each of our 7 program areas. Each team has worked hard to get here today, and their work doesn't end with graduation. They have a whole world to explore, and there will be much to learn along the way. The journey to graduation is long, and each graduate should be proud of their perseverance, determination, and accomplishments as you celebrate. We are so happy for you. There are a lot of people, sponsors, and corporations involved before, during, and after graduation. Although each of you are not being recognized individually, may you know your many contributions in so many ways are appreciated. And we thank you for your vital role in making the work of the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides a success. Again, congratulations to all of our graduating teams. Enjoy the program.
Adam Woodward, Pet Value.
Hi guys, it's Adam Woodward here from Pet Value. I'm at our Quinpool location in Halifax, Nova Scotia, our new flagship location. We really wanted to wish everybody a really happy graduation, and we're so proud to be part of the Dog Guides of Canada, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. So from the team here,
congratulations!
And thank you so much, and we'll see you in the new year.
Margaret Nimigan, foster family of Dog Guide Norman, graduating in the Autism Assistance program.
Hi, my name is Margaret, and I fostered Norman, who's graduating from the Autism Assistance program with his partner Dawson. I first got involved with dog guides because of my love of dogs. I'd been a dog owner for over 30 years, and when we had to say goodbye to our last dog, my husband and I were at a stage where we were looking for a shorter term commitment with some flexibility. I first learned about dog guides through a good friend who fostered a puppy about 5 years ago. Through her, I learned all about the fostering experience and the amazing work the Lions Foundation does to support Canadians living with disabilities. When a fostering opportunity came available for me, I knew this was something I really wanted to do. And honestly, it's been such a rewarding experience. Norman was an adorable puppy, full of energy, spunk, and curiosity. At first, it was a bit of an adjustment having a puppy in our lives again, but we were so well supported with our puppy rep and other fosters who knew the ropes. Dog Guide offers puppy classes, mall walks, dog sitters for when you need to travel, and lots of different opportunities to learn and to stay as connected as you would like to be with other fosters and their dogs. We learned as much as Norman did during our year together. It is difficult to say goodbye to Norman, but knowing the contribution he is making in another family's life makes all of it worthwhile. Our little pup Norman has matured into a calm, attentive, and loving companion to someone who really needs him. And that's all we need to know to make this fostering experience worthwhile. If you love dogs and you have an opportunity to foster or volunteer for dog guides, I highly recommend it. It truly promises to be a rewarding experience.
I'm Elise Richards. My family has been selected to receive an Autism Assistance dog guide through the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides for our son Dawson. Dawson is 10 years old and has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. For Dawson, this means challenges with self-regulation, communication, and sensory processing. Our hope is that his dog guide, Norman, can help Dawson experience new and busy environments and provide companionship. Once they've bonded, Norman will attend school with Dawson, offering him comfort and support, allowing him to spend more time in the classroom and with his peers. Our family is looking forward to watching them grow together, and after learning more about the Autism Assistance program, I'm confident that Norman will greatly improve Dawson's quality of life. My training at the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides has been such a positive experience. We are fortunate to have a classroom group that included first-time dog guide clients, as well as clients who are receiving successor dogs. The dog guides are trained to assist your child based on their individual needs. Hearing the perspective from families who have received a dog guide and learning from their experiences has been so valuable. Megan, an individual in our group, received her first dog guide as a teen and has now attended training to receive her successor dog as a young adult. Her dog guides have opened up her world, giving her an increase in independence, a calm presence in overwhelming environments, and helped her experience a love like no other. Another client, Brooklyn, had difficulty sleeping, and with the help of her first dog guide, began sleeping through the night. She is now able to communicate that her dog made her room calmer. 13-year-old Connor is at the point in his life when leaving the house is becoming increasingly difficult. His parents are excited for him to have the support of his dog to be able to plug into the world a bit more and have some new experiences. The connections I've made with other families in the program have been so meaningful. In sharing stories, we found a deep understanding of one another's experiences. Though our kids are all so different and have different individual needs, we can all relate to each other in one way or another. We've made lifelong friendships, and I can't wait to see the impact this incredible program will make in our kids' lives. We're forever grateful for the support of everyone involved in the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides. The staff, instructors, volunteers, and sponsors are all instrumental in this amazing program.
Congratulations to the Autism Assistance Program graduates. Skylar and Garbo. Garbo, a black retriever puppy, sits on a dog bed. Skylar stands next to Garbo, a black retriever, in red harness. A big thank you to Garbo's foster family, Laura Robertson, and the generous team sponsor, Mr. and Mrs. Allen and Linda Brennan. Dawson and Norman. Norman, a golden retriever puppy, sits wearing his green future dog guide vest. Dawson stands next to Norman, a golden retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Norma's foster family, Margaret Minigan, special thanks to day school volunteers, Linda and Bill, and the generous team sponsor, Pilot Butte and District Lions Club, and Trudy Oberfield. Connor and George. George, a yellow retriever puppy, wrapped up in a blanket. Connor lays down next to George, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to George's foster family, David Horner, special thanks to day school volunteer, Susan Gibbons, and the generous team sponsors, North Rustico Lions Club and Greenbank Lions Club. Brooklyn and Elmore. Elmore, a black retriever puppy, sits down and looks at the camera. Brooklyn hugs Elmore, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Elmo's foster family, Elizabeth Opratko, and the generous team sponsors, an anonymous donor, and Pet Value. Megan and Buffy. Buffy, a yellow retriever puppy, sleeps on their sibling. Megan sits next to Buffy, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Buffy's foster family, Carla McDonald, and the generous team sponsors, Mr. and Mrs. Allen and Linda Brennan. Liam and Tarzan. Tarzan, a yellow retriever puppy, sits wearing his future dog guide vest. Liam poses next to Tarzan, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Tarzan's foster family, Tina Stewart. Special thanks to day school volunteers, Gina and Emily, Kathy and Peter, and Tony and Art, and the generous team sponsors, Pat Jaskula Golf Tournament and Diane Lobb. Anson and Nora. Nora, a golden retriever puppy, lays down wearing her green future dog guide vest. Anson sits next to Nora, a golden retriever. A big thank you to Nora's foster family, Kathy McIntyre, day school volunteers, Meredith and David Jackson, and the generous team sponsor, Pat Jaskula Golf Tournament. Landon and Nash. Nash, a golden retriever puppy, lays down on the floor. Nash, a golden retriever in red harness, hugs his instructor, Alana. A big thank you to Nash's foster family, Dolly Murray. Special thanks to day school volunteers, Maria, Navel, and Sophia, and the generous team sponsors, Pat Jaskula Golf Tournament and Diane Lobb. Celine and Moby. Moby, a silver standard poodle puppy, is held by his foster family. Celine sits next to Moby, a silver standard poodle in red harness. A big thank you to Moby's foster family, Kathy and Steve Becker. Special thanks to day school volunteers, Anne and John, and the generous team sponsors, Fort Lily Lions Club and Pet Value. Neville and Bard. Bard, a black retriever puppy, lays down on a blanket. Neville sits next to Bard, a black retriever. A big thank you to Bard's foster family, Peggy and Jim Taggart, and the generous team sponsor, Google. Chelsea and Newton. Newton, a golden retriever puppy, sits on the floor. Chelsea sits next to Newton, a golden retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Newton's foster family, Mike Lindgren. Special thanks to day school volunteers, Karen and Al, and the generous team sponsor, the Autism Fund. You might think it's not spelled correctly, but it is the correct spelling. The parent's son has autism, and that's how he always pronounced autism. Liam and Turner. Turner, a black retriever puppy, sits on leaves. Liam sits behind Turner, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Turner's foster family, Terry Gallipo, and the generous team sponsors, Niagara Falls Lions Club and Meriton Lions Club. Noah and Watson. Watson, a black retriever puppy, sits on snow. Noah sits behind Watson, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Watson's foster family, Sabrina Jazik. Special thanks to day school volunteer, Kim Moody, and the generous team sponsors, Beaverbank Kinzig Lions Club and Nashwaaksis Lions Club. Ella and Artie. Artie, a yellow retriever puppy, sleeps on his back on a blanket. Ella sits next to Artie, a yellow retriever in harness. A big thank you to Artie's foster family, Bojana Stepien, and the generous team sponsors, the Ron and Nancy Compton Foundation, 100 Women Who Care of the Kawartha Lakes, and 100 Men of Scugog. Jacob and Rocco. Rocco, a yellow retriever puppy, sticks out his tongue while on a walk. Jacob sits next to Rocco, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Rocco's foster family, Aaron Crawford, and the generous team sponsors, Cochrane Lions Club, Lethbridge and District Kennel Club, and Pet Value.
Hi, my name is Emily Ackerman. This is my hearing guide dog, Yuki. After this 2-week extensive training, I got to learn how Yuki has benefited my life in so many ways. I'm fully profoundly deaf, so when I take off my cochlear implant, I can't hear anything. And she has been so vital in my safety. And a couple of months ago, I actually got robbed in my house. And if I had been there, I don't know what would have happened. And so knowing that there's a dog now who is there to alert me and help me out, I have never felt more safe and confident that I can live my own independent life. I love to do things like rock climb, I love to run, I love to be active and all of that, and a lot of those things I do independently. And honestly, when I get to take her home soon, I get to see how she gets to help me thrive in my own independent life more. I don't have to rely on people all the time for being there for me. I actually have my own guide, which is my new team member, Yuki. I wanted to thank all of my instructors, Angela, Julia, and Kirsty, who have been so vital in making this such a comfortable and safe environment, especially when I was homesick. They really accommodated me by letting me go home and do whatever I needed to do to come back and feel safe. And I have to thank all the sponsors, all the people at the Lions Guide Dog Foundation, and all the sponsors and anybody who has been a part of this foundation ever since it started. I am so grateful for this opportunity to be able to take home a companion who not only is going to make me feel safe, but is going to help me thrive in my own personal life.
Congratulations to the hearing program graduates. David and Ernie. Ernie, a yellow retriever puppy, sleeps on the floor. David sits next to Ernie, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Ernie's foster family, Karen Oud Remmerink, and the generous team sponsors, Sylvia Whiteside, Elise Kuipers, John McMahon, Gina Baldoni, Shirley Callow, in memory of Ernie Callow and Pet Value. Sarah and Violet. Violet, a yellow retriever puppy, sleeps on the dog bed next to puppy toys. Sarah sits next to Violet, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Violet's foster family, Alex Saunders, and the generous team sponsors, Mr. and Mrs. Rand and Linda Lomas. Lisa and Meta. Meta, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down next to a bone on the floor. Lisa sits next to Meta, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Meta's foster family, Paulette Michalik, and the generous team sponsors, Miss Joan Sixton, Simcoe Lions Club, and Mount Forest Lions Club. Nicole and Zadie. Zadie, a cream standard poodle puppy, sits on the floor. Nicole sits next to Zadie, a cream standard poodle in red harness. A big thank you to Zadie's foster family, Susan Sheehan. A special thanks to day school volunteer Lily Wang and sitter Yang Gao, and the generous team sponsors, Bill and Gloria McLean, Heather Harmon Memorial Sponsorship Stanford Lion and Lionesses, and Tom Morrow and Diane Brockman. Marianne and Wendy. Wendy, a yellow retriever puppy, sits on the floor. Marianne sits next to Wendy, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Wendy's foster family, Michelle S., special thanks to sitter Michelle Quigley, and the generous team sponsors, Fenwick Lions Club, Kitchener Pioneer Lions Club, and the Grantham Lions Club. Julie and Wrigley. Wrigley, a yellow retriever puppy, chews on a bone on his dog bed. Julie poses next to Wrigley, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Wrigley's foster family, Sam Hobbs, and the generous team sponsors, Russell Lions Club, Tiny Township Lions Club, and Pet Value. Giovanni and Ziggy. Ziggy, a black standard poodle puppy, sits on a basket wearing a flower crown. Giovanni sits next to Ziggy, a black standard poodle in red harness. A big thank you to Ziggy's foster family, Samantha Stambula. A special thanks to sitters Lily Wang and Yang Gao, and the generous team sponsors, Bacaloo Lions Club, Lake Echo Lions Club, and Unitron. Emily and Yuki. Yuki, a black retriever puppy, sits on a Christmas wagon. Emily sits next to Yuki, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Yuki's foster family, Karen Kirkpatrick, and the generous team sponsors, Flint Flon Lions Club, Port Union Lions Club, North Market Lions Club, and Karen Kirkpatrick.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Sanderson. I'm with the Canine Vision Canada class, and this is my guide dog, Brayden. Brayden is my successor guide dog. I have had 3 dogs previous to Brayden. Thankfully, Brayden is going to be able to come to work with me. I work in an office setting at Gulf PEI. He gets me to and from work safely. thanks to him, I have independence, and independence that I really don't know. I have an eye condition where I have good central vision, but I have peripheral vision that makes, walking down the street just a little bit difficult for me. I don't see cars coming out of driveways, that sort of thing. My previous guide dog, Lurk, actually, just a couple of years after I got her, I was able to jump on a plane with her and I, fly from PEI to Calgary independently by myself, and visit with my best friend for 10 days. That's something that I wouldn't have experienced without having a guide dog by my side. Being able to safely get me through airports, we were able to explore Calgary and the surrounding areas. Just little things like that people take for granted, and people don't realize that the independence that these dogs give us and the security that they give us to be able to do things that we wouldn't be able to do on our own. So I just really want to say thank you to the amazing foster families who spend the first year of their lives with these dogs, creating that pathway of independence for clients such as myself. I want to say thank you to the many donors who make this possible, the sponsors who sponsor the teams to create that independence is absolutely amazing. And I really can't thank the staff of the foundation enough. Right from the trainers to people we meet in the hallway, everybody is just so pleasant and so helpful. And it's really important to create that support for Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides that, they're able to provide these dogs to clients at absolutely no cost. They fly us here, they house us, they train, they do everything. They're absolutely amazing. If you're able to give, it would be fantastic if you could.
Congratulations to the Canine Vision program graduates, Jennifer and Braden. Braden, a black retriever puppy, lays down in his dog bed. Jennifer sits next to Braden, a black retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Braden's foster family, Lori Michaud. Special thanks to sitter Nancy Chazon and the generous team sponsors, Winslow Lions Club and Dr. Charles and Margaret Brown Foundation. Laura and Polly. Polly, a yellow retriever puppy, sleeps on a panda stuffy. Laura sits next to Polly, a yellow retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Polly's foster family, Eleanor Rice, and the generous team sponsors, Barry Vision Gala, Michelle and Diane Wolfrey, Oro District Lions Club, Aurelia Lions Club, Washaga Lions Club, and Pet Value. Andre and Bravo. Bravo, a black retriever puppy, sleeps on his foster family. Andre sits next to Bravo, a black retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Bravo's foster family, Jack McLeod, Julie Ten Hulshert. Special thanks to sitter Lee and Derek Simmons and the generous team sponsor, Sabu Mehta. Emily and Gilly. Gilly, a yellow retriever puppy, standing up. Emily hugs and gives a kiss to Gilly, a yellow retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Gilly's foster family, Andrew Welsh. A special thanks to D-School volunteers, Cindy and Lynn Favreau, and the generous team sponsors, Pet Value. Daniel and Keanu. Keanu, a black retriever puppy, lays down on his dog bed. Daniel sits next to Keanu, a black retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Keanu's foster family, Arnita Finlay. A special thanks to Day School volunteers, Tiana Jerrier and family, sitter Kim Hawks, and the generous team sponsors, Pet Value. Bev and Jensen. Jensen, a black retriever puppy, sits down wearing a tiny St. Patrick's hat. Bev sits next to Jensen, a black retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Jensen's foster family, Gail Wilson. Special thanks to sitters, Kendra and Jim Bailey and family, and the generous team sponsors, David Platt, Jan Jensen Memorial Golf Tournament, and Pet Value. Bev and Jensen are Pet Value's 200th scholarship. Thank you, Pet Value. Kara and Delight. Delight, a black retriever puppy, sits down on the sidewalk wearing their green Future Dog Guide vest. Kara sits next to Delight, a black retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Delight's foster family, Luciana Croder. Special thanks to Day School volunteers, Val and Joe Taylor, and the generous team sponsors, Mount Forest Lions Club, Fergus Lions Club, and Charles, Boulay, and Penn Buchanan, and Miriam Buchanan. Alida and Logue. Logue, a cream standard poodle puppy, sits in the car. Alida sits next to Logue, a cream standard poodle in gray harness. A big thank you to Logue's foster family, Mary Dilly. Special thanks to Day School volunteer, Anne Emery Howlett, and the generous team sponsors, Elmville District Lions Club, Ontario Foundation for the Korean Blind, Mary Dilly, Sarah Loke, and Sarah Fear. Melissa and Bunny. Bunny, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down on the floor. Melissa sits next to Bunny, a yellow retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Bunny's foster family, Erica On, sitter Vivian Reevely, and the generous team sponsors, Warwick Lions Club, Regina Lakeside Lions Club, and Parkdale Sherwood Lions Club. Michelle and Bonbon. Bonbon, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down next to a cat. Michelle sits next to Bonbon, a yellow retriever in gray harness. A big thank you to Bonbon's foster family, Katie Joyce, and the generous team sponsors, Louis Spicer and Fonthill Lionesses Club. Jean-Francois and Spirit. Spirit, a cream standard poodle puppy, sits on a blanket outside. Jean-Francois sits next to Spirit, a cream standard poodle in gray harness. A big thank you to Spirit's foster family, Abigail Little, special thanks to day school volunteer, Mary Hawthorne, and the generous team sponsors, Muscataboy, Harbor, and District Lions, San Margaret Bay Lions Clubs, and Bethune and District Lions Club.
Back in July, I was lucky enough for the second time to attend the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides in Oakville, Ontario, where I got my second dog, Sirius Black. There's lots of awesome things to say about leaving with a new partner and being part of a new team, but I just want to say a massive thanks to the dog school. I've been paralyzed now for 13 years and have been part of some pretty cool things, but I don't think there is a group of people I've ever met who are more dedicated to their craft. The trainers at the school are like the academia of dog training, and more than anything, they care about their clientele. It's incredible how much they understand my disability, and being there is like having a whole institution run where everyone is dedicated to making me feel comfortable. I can't thank you enough, and I was also lucky enough to meet my disability soulmate in Alex Matt.
Dear little me, I am glad to say that we found our peace of mind and our safety. We now have a team who listens to us without judging, who does everything to make us feel comfortable. They provided us with a life companion. He's the most gentle soul we have ever encountered, being raised in a loving environment. They made him believe in himself, so he believes in us in return. He opens the door for us, even closes it behind us. He puts a smile on our face every morning, takes us out to dinner, and helps us go to bed at night. He's not afraid of our disability. He actually makes his happiness out of helping us. You won't ever have to bend again when you hurt. Won't ever have to wonder how to reach your meds. He transcends our fear of asking for help. The wonder of it all, he reminds us to be a little silly and enjoy life. Todd is here to make you feel safe.
Congratulations to the service program graduates. Karen and Griffin. Griffin, a yellow retriever puppy, sits on the grass. Karen poses next to Griffin, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Griffin's foster family, Catherine Purnell. Special thanks to the sitter, Donna Martin, and the generous team sponsor, Dan Leroux. Kristen and Sirius. Sirius, a black and tan retriever puppy, sits on a deck. Kristen poses next to Sirius, a black and tan retriever puppy in red harness. A big thank you to Sirius foster family, Sarah Pelletiero. Special thanks to sitters, Angela T-Bird, Andrea Stevens and her family, and the generous team sponsors, Cambria Lions Club in partnership with Hunter River Lions Club, Winslow Lions Club, and Pet Value. Alexandra and Todd. Todd, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down on stairs. Alexandra sits next to Todd, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Todd's foster family, Dan Henry. Special thanks to sitter Heather Metzloff and the generous team sponsors, Orak and Susan Johnston.
Hi, my name is Tracy Bazo, and this is Cara. We graduated in September from the Seizure Response Dog Guides program, and she is my second dog guide that I have had from the Lions Foundation. Having a dog guide has absolutely changed my life. Before getting my first service dog, Dixie, I was told that I would not be able to go to post-secondary education because it was just too dangerous for me to be on my own, and that my seizures were just too much, and it simply wasn't safe for me to be traveling, it wasn't safe for me to be going to school. And once I finally got my service dog, it completely changed my life. I had so much more independence. I was able to go to school. My seizures actually lessened because my stress was less. And I finally got a formal diagnosis, which was great. And since then, I have been able to obtain 2 bachelor degrees, a postgrad certificate in addiction counseling, and I'm currently completing my master's degree in counseling psychology. I would have never been able to do any of this without the support of the Lions Foundation Dog Guides or our furry little friends. I want to say thank you to everyone who is involved in every step of the way at Dog Guides, including those who help train the dogs, foster the dogs, babysit the dogs, make donations. Every step of the way, there's so many people involved that make our lives so much easier and change so much about our lives. Even the simple daily tasks of going for a walk become so much easier because we have these furry little 4-legged nurses, as I like to call them, to be there and help us through by alerting me sometimes before I have a seizure that I'm gonna have one so that I know I need to go and lay down, or even alerting people around me that something is wrong and I need help, has made such a difference in my life. Although I may have an invisible disability, having a dog guide gives me some kind of visibility to people to let them know that, hey, this is, there's a medical issue that's going on here and she's here to help me. So once again, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I'm so blessed in all the different ways that having a dog guide has significantly improved my life and allowed me to pursue my education that I always wanted to do, and now am becoming a certified psychologist and counselor. So thank you so much. I know I've said it a bunch, but I just cannot say it enough. I am so blessed and thankful to have dog guides in my life and not having to pay for any of the training that these amazing service dogs go through. So thank you to everyone who has donated, and I encourage you to encourage friends and family to make donations when they can. Bye, everyone.
Congratulations to the Seizure Response Program graduates. Leslie and Tonka. Tonka, a black retriever puppy, sits outside. Leslie sits next to Tonka, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Tonka's foster family, Andrea Villiers, and the generous team sponsored, State of Robert E. Lee. Tracy and Kara. Kara, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down under a Christmas tree. Tracy sits next to Kara, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Kara's foster family, Michelle Worley, and the generous team sponsors, Dollars for Dougie's fundraiser, Peter Wallace, Lethbridge and District Kennel Club, and Pet Value. John and Dexter. Dexter, a yellow retriever puppy sleeping on his back. John sits next to Dexter, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Dexter's foster family, Tatiana Klajina, sitter Christina Tartaglia, and the generous team sponsors, Pet Value. Martin and Vera. Vera, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down on the floor. Martin sits next to Vera, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Vera's foster family, Michelle S., day school volunteer Dana Shutter, and the generous team sponsors, Leonard and Gabriella Osen Foundation.
Hi everyone, my name is Miriev and this is Domino. She's my diabetes alert dog. So my mom was actually the one who signed me up for a dad dog for this foundation a couple of years back, and I am so grateful that she did because it is finally my turn to start my journey with my dad dog at home. And so only in the few days that I've been here, Domino and I have already created a great bond where she alerts most of my lows, like almost 100% in the last few days. So it's been an amazing journey. And I am so excited to bring her back home to my apartment with my boyfriend so we can start a good life where I can feel secure and confident at home. And I am also a nurse, so I am very happy to bring her to the hospital and feel that sense of security at work, also in my personal life. So that's really amazing, and all of this is possible because of the amazing people that sponsor the foundation, the donors, the foster families, the amazing trainers, which for Domino was Nikki, so thank you Nikki. And this is also all possible simply because of the Lions Foundation of Canada. So thank you, and I love you, Domino.
Congratulations to the Diabetes Alert Program graduates. Andre and Beryl. Beryl, a black retriever puppy, sits on a deck. Andre sits behind Beryl, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Beryl's foster family, Lori Fitty. Special thanks to sitters, Andrea Stevens and her family, and the generous team sponsors, Musquodoboy Harbor and District Lions Club, Stanford Lionesses Club, and Pet Value. Mary F. and Domino. Domino, a yellow retriever puppy, poses for a photo. Mary F. sits next to Domino, a smiling yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Domino's foster family, Cheryl and Fred Lehman, and the generous team sponsors, Easton 95 Lions Clubs, Digby and Area Lions Club, and Bristol Bordertown Lions Club. Natasha and Bree. Bree, a yellow retriever puppy, lays down wearing a Santa hat and Christmas lights. Natasha sits next to Bree, a yellow retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Bree's foster family, Rachel Firth, and the generous team sponsors, St. George Lions Clubs, 100 Women Who Care of Oakville, and Tom Thomas.
So my name is Brittany Meredith, and I'm a registered psychologist in Alberta. I work in the Edmonton area primarily with Power Psychology. We actually have 4 offices in the Edmonton area. So this is Indus, and Indus will be joining me at work every day. He might go to different handlers within the office just to work with clients, primarily in private practice with trauma, anxiety, depression, different types of mood disorders. So he'll be working with clients, applying deep pressure through giving hugs or visiting, just sitting on the couch with them, possibly doing some kind of distraction things to help with emotion regulation. Sometimes Indus might join me in responding to community crisis type of things, but generally he'll be in the office day to day working with clients in a counseling practice. And so we're very grateful to the Lions Foundation, all the sponsors, donors, and staff working here, helping to train him, and the foster families that worked hard to take care of him and all the other puppies while they're getting ready to join their programs. So yeah, thank you, very grateful.
Congratulations to the Facility Support Program graduates. Brittany and Indus. Indus, a black retriever puppy, sits on the floor. Brittany from Power Psychology sits next to Indus, a black retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Indus's foster family, Russell McKay, and the generous team sponsors, Smucker Foods of Canada, and Pet Value. Jen in Ireland. Ireland, a Black Retriever puppy sits on a rug. Jen, from Regional District Kootenay Boundary Victim Services, sits next to Ireland, a Black Retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Ireland's foster family, Lena Ingram, and the generous team sponsor, Pet Value. Crystal and Iker. Iker, a Black Retriever puppy, sits on the floor. Crystal and Chantal from Beausejour Family Crisis Resource Center sit next to Iker, a Black Retriever in red harness. A big thank you to Iker's foster family, Tatiana Klojina, special thanks to sitter Linda Fassar, and the generous team sponsors, Smucker Foods of Canada and Pet Value. Congrats to all the grads and to the 3 dog-eyed siblings, Indus, Ireland, and Iker.
I hope you enjoyed the graduation ceremony. It is the highlight of our work, and we are delighted that you've chosen to be part of it. Congratulations again to all of our graduates. We wish you nothing but the best for you and your new dog guide, and hope you are able to live every day with confidence and independence with your new canine partner. This is the season of giving, and Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides is pleased to be able to give our clients their gift of a guide dog to enhance and enrich their daily lives. But while we give the gift of a dog guide, we are truly blessed to receive the generous support of so many to be able to continue to fulfill our mission. From the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides family to yours, we wish you all a safe and happy holiday season. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or something else, or nothing at all, we hope the end of 2023 brings you all good health and an opportunity to gather with those you love. Thank you for joining us tonight and for all the support you have shown to Lions Foundation Canada Dog Guides and to all our graduates. We look forward to connecting with you again for our next graduation.